Hello and thank you for joining us on this new adventure. OpenCV AI Game Show is a 3-round trivia contest sponsored by the Intel OpenVINO Toolkit. Don't worry, we'll explain the rules as we go. OpenCV and its partners are not responsible for any lost or stolen items. Please keep your head and arms inside the game show at all times. Hello and welcome to the OpenCV AI Game Show. I'm Phil Nelson. You may remember me from such webinars as OpenCV Weekly Webinar. Let's meet today's contestants. Catherine Scott, a developer advocate for Open Robotics. Vikas Reddy, CEO of LightTwist. And Joseph Nelson, CEO of RoboFlow. And now your host, Luna Malbro.
Welcome again, everyone. Hello to our esteemed guests, and thank you to our generous sponsors. Our first place winner today will receive $3,000, second place will get $1,500, and third place is worth $1,000. All of our contestants today are playing for a charity of their choosing. Just to remind everyone, round one is the buzz-in round, where contestants choose from categories of questions, and the first to buzz in and answer correctly gets 314 points per question. Let's see the categories. Quotable notables, fame names, data and lore, and moving pictures. Kat, you won the random selection before the show, so the board is yours.
Let's go with data and lore.
All right, data and lore, question one. In 2016, the AlphaGo, a Go AI bot developed by DeepMind, stunned the world with a 4-1 win over professional Go player Lisa Dahl. A more refined version of AlphaGo called AlphaGo Master defeated the top world player in 2017. But the best was yet to come. In October of 2017, a newer version of AlphaGo called AlphaGo Zero was developed. What made AlphaZero so special? Joseph?
It was trained without using any human-labeled data.
Joseph, that's correct. AlphaGo Zero was trained without human data. Where are we going to go next?
Let's try data and lore again.
All right, data and lore question number two. In October 2020, an experimental satellite became the first into orbit with an AI chip on board, the Intel Movidius 2 Series VPU. What is the name of that satellite? Anyone?
No idea.
We still have no idea.
We were looking for FISAT-1. FISAT-1. Joseph, you retained control of the board. Where are we going next?
Maybe let's try quotable notables.
Quotable notables, question one. Sometimes you just kind of phone it in for a year, you know? I didn't do a whole lot of research this year. Spent a lot of time on Twitter. Played around with GANs a little. That's how the paper describing a big update to a popular object detection architecture begins. Which paper or architecture is it? Joseph.
That's the YOLO v3 paper from Joseph Redman, and it's hilarious.
That is correct again. 2 in a row for you. You still have control over the board.
Let's try quotable notables again.
All right, quotable notables, question two. Finish the quote by speculative fiction author William Gibson. The future is already here, it's just blank. Kat.
It's just not evenly distributed yet.
That is correct. The future is not evenly distributed. That's 314 points for you.
Let's finish out quotable notables, I believe.
All right, still in quotable notables, question 3. Finish the quote by Facebook AI chief Jan LeCun. If intelligence is a cake, the bulk of the cake is unsupervised learning, the icing on the cake is supervised learning, and the cherry on the cake is... All right, Vikas.
Reinforcement learning.
That's correct, reinforcement learning. Vikas, you have control over the board.
Let's do moving pictures. Feeling good about that one.
This is Moving Pictures question 1. In the 1987 film Predator, the Predator's invisibility effect was achieved by having the actor wear what color suit? Joseph?
The suit was red.
That is correct. They wore red because it was the furthest opposite of the green of the jungle and the blue of the sky. So,
I'll go with famed names.
Famed names, question 1. What is the name of the subclass of machine learning which adapts and learns to represent the world as a layered hierarchy of concepts? Joseph?
Neural networks.
Sorry, Joseph, that's incorrect. Vikas?
I'll guess deep learning.
That's correct. Where are we going to go next?
Let's go back to moving pictures again.
All right, Moving Pictures question 2. This 2001 film based on a video game series was the first mainstream film made completely with motion capture and also one of the first to use photorealistic CGI characters. Anyone? Anyone? The answer we were looking for was Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within.
Yeah.
Vikas, your choice again.
All right, let's go back to let's go to data and lore.
Data and lore question 3. This term, based on the Latin word for broken, coined in 1975 by mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot, was used to describe geometric shapes containing detailed structure and arbitrarily small scales. Joseph?
Fractals.
That's correct, Joseph. Benoit Mandelbrot coined the term fractals. You just gained control of the board.
Let's try data and lore once more.
Data and lore question 4. The DARPA Grand Challenge is a prize competition for American autonomous vehicles, started in 2004. How many of the 15 teams who qualified that year actually finished the challenge? Vikas?
I'm going to go with 0.
You are correct. The answer is 0. None of the cars were able to finish that challenge. Isn't that crazy?
We finished as many times as those teams did.
Yeah, that's true.
Where are we going?
All right. Let's do feeling good about moving pictures. See if I can tie Joseph for the lead here.
Moving Pictures question 3. In the 1980 sitcom Small Wonder, Tiffany Brissett played an android built in the form of a 10-year-old girl. What was that character's name?
1987. I would have been 3 years old. Joseph, were you even born yet?
Go easy, go easy.
The answer we were looking for was Vicky, an acronym for Voice Input Child Identicant, pronounced Vicky. Vikas, you still have control over the board.
All right. Let's go with quotable notables.
Okay, quotable notables question 4. Finish the quote by computing legend Alan Turing, whose test is still used today. A computer would deserve to be called intelligent if it could blank. Vikas?
If it can fool a person into thinking it's human.
That is correct, but technically the right word that he said was deceive.
You've deceived the judges, Vikas.
Yeah.
You retain control of the board.
All right. Okay. Let's do famed names.
Famed names question 2. This well-known AI pioneer was co-founder of Google Brain and also served as the director of the Stanford Artificial Intelligence Lab, also known as SAIL. Joseph?
That's Andrew Ng.
That's correct, Joseph. That's 314 points. You have control of the board.
Okay, let's go with one of the last ones. Infamed names, please.
This cinematic robot is very sorry, but he can't let you do that, Dave. Name the bot and the film. All right, Vikas.
It's Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
We're gonna need a little bit more.
HAL 9000.
That's correct.
Let's do moving pictures. Let's close that out.
All right, question 4, moving pictures. The 2001 film AI received 2 nominations at the 74th Academy Awards, one for Best Original Score and one for this award, which was ultimately won by The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Vikas?
Go with special effects.
We're gonna lean a little bit more.
Oof. I will go with VFX.
That is correct. The answer was actually Best Visual Effects.
Lots of deception from Vikas.
I'm actually a touring bot right now, fooling you into thinking I'm actually good at this game. All right, let's do the last question. Let's close this out.
Famed names, question 4. And this is the last question of the round. You may not know Susan Bennett personally, but you may have had a conversation with her. Who is Susan Bennett? Vikas again.
I'm going to go with Siri.
That is correct. She is the voice behind Siri. Let's go to Phil for a look at the scores.
Yes, it looks like round 1 was definitely Vikas's round. But we've still got 2 to go. Back to you, Luna.
Round 2 is our multiple choice round where each contestant will be put on the hot seat and asked a series of 5 questions with up to 4 answers to choose from. Each correct answer in round 2 is worth 420 points with no penalty for incorrect answers. Let's take a moment to get to know our contestants. Hey Kat, you're a developer advocate at Open Robotics. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I'm the developer advocate for an organization called Open Robotics. You may know us from such software as Robot Operating System, ROS, or Gazebo.
And what charity you're playing for today?
Yeah, I'm playing for 2 organizations. We're going to smash them together. Part of the money will go to the nonprofit wing of Open Robotics, and then the other side of it will go to the Open Source Hardware Association.
All right, Kat, since you were the lowest score coming out of round 1, you'll go first. Let's see if we can even up those scores. Question 1. The human level error rate on ImageNet dataset is estimated to be 5.1%. This human level accuracy is measured by A, a collection of 512 randomly sampled people, B, a collection of 112 undergraduate students at Stanford, C, a collection of 91 annotation experts, or D, one dude named Andre. Kat?
It was actually one dude.
That is correct. All right, question 2. In 2004, DARPA organized a $1 million autonomous vehicle grand challenge where teams competed to complete a more than 150-mile course in the Mojave Desert. In 2004, none of the cars could complete the course and no prizes were awarded. In 2005, however, 5 vehicles successfully completed the 212-kilometer course. What is the furthest distance in miles covered by any car in the 2004 challenge? A, 7.32, B, 150.12, C, 99.76, or D, 20.2.
Well, so the one in 2005 was not that impressive, so I think they didn't go that far. So I think it's a 7 miles.
All right, that's 2 in a row, Kat. Question 3. The famous Lena image used in image processing and computer vision papers are scanned from A, National Geographic, B, New York Times Sunday edition, C, Cosmopolitan, or D, Playboy.
D, I'm pretty sure it's D Playboy because I own a copy and it's some edition in the 70s.
All right. I wasn't aware that was in your collection. That's actually 3 in a row. Good job, Kat. Who would have thought Playboy would come in handy right now? Question 4. ImageNet is a popular dataset in computer vision comprising more than 14 million images over 1,000 classes. There is one animal that is overrepresented in the dataset. Is it A, dog, B, cat, C, cow, or D, horse?
Also, it's the internet, so people take a lot of photos of their pets, usually cat or dog, if you're lucky a horse, but not normally a horse. I think more likely it's dogs.
4 in a row. Last question, question 5. Intel's Microcomputer Research Lab published a paper for a highly optimized computer vision library called CVLib in the year 2000 at CVPR. The open source version of the library is better known as OpenCV, OpenVINO, Intel Performance Primitives, or Intel Math Kernel.
Don't think it's the last one. The last two. I don't think those are real things. OpenVINO is more of an instruction set, so I think it's probably OpenCV, which I think is A, right?
You got all 5. Let's go on to the next contestant. Joseph, you're up. Joseph, you're the CEO of RoboFlow and a known Iowan. How's it going?
We make developer tools for engineers to add computer vision into their products, even if they might not be machine learning experts. A little over 100,000 developers, including half the Fortune 100, build with our products, but a lot of hobbyists and students too. So you have like the Walmarts of the world working on cool stuff. Then you also have individual hobbyists. Like one that I saw that was really fun was during the pandemic, a cat owner wanted to ensure that his cat was getting sufficient exercise. So he created a robot that detects where his cat is, and then attached a laser pointer to a robotic arm, and ensured that that robotic arm was consistently pointing in a 10 feet radius away from his cat. So it's pouncing around throughout his living room, which is more exercise than I did in my living room in the pandemic. So shout out to Dave for that amazing application.
And which charity are you playing for today?
Today I'm playing for the National Speech and Debate Association, the NSDA. They support high school speech and debate across the U.S. Speech and debate was an activity I participated in throughout high school and college. Actually paid for part of my college and was really formative for my education. So I thought it'd be a fun way to give back to an organization that's given me so much.
Question 1. Dr. Andrew Scissorman, a top English researcher, was once accused of being a German spy in certain circles. What did he do to invite such accusations? A. Developed an object tracking algorithm used by Germans in the Second World War. B. He proved that the infamous Wembley gold by English captain Geoff Hurst in the 1966 World Cup was in fact not a goal. C. Developed a calibration algorithm that was free for use in Germany but patented in England. Or D. Created a compression algorithm for images and licensed it to the German military.
Candidly, I'm not familiar with this circumstance, but I think I can reason my way through it. The first answer there of object tracking, be pretty impressed if that was capable and live in production during World War II era. So I doubt that's it. Not to mention, I think that like accused of a spy versus like convicted of a spy, I think that one's pretty black and white for getting into trouble. I lived in UK for a year, and I think they're pretty serious about their soccer or football, if you will. And that sounds pretty ideologically aligned with something that can get someone in hot water. So I'm going to go with that one. He identified the Wembley goal, or called into question the infamous Wembley goal. And it also sounds too specific to have been made up. So that's where that's what I'm going with.
That is correct. Question 2. On June 15, 1898, in Palo Alto, California, a remarkable experiment was conducted by photographer Edward Muybridge, who was commissioned by Leland Stanford of Stanford University fame. Edward placed 24 cameras, 27 inches, and mechanically triggered them to create the first video. What debate was settled by this experiment? A. All four legs of the horses are in the air, sometimes during a gallop. B. Silver iodine was the best material to use for fast photography. C. There was a great demand for motion pictures. Or D. The fastest mechanical shutter speed achievable in that time was 1/15 of a second.
Okay, I think I actually have some familiarity with this one. The debate around popularity of film is pretty funny. I'm not sure that that would be a big debate at the time. And it also strikes me as odd. I'm not big into photography generally, despite working in vision, but it would strike me as odd that the denominator would be 15 for that answer. And I think I remember the horse debate being a real thing that was settled at the time of the creation of video cameras. So I'm going to go with the debate that was settled was that a horse gallops with all four hooves in the air during its stride.
That is correct. 2 in a row.
Yeehaw.
All right. Pick the odd one out. A. Geoffrey Hinton. B. Jan LeCun. C. Joshua Bengio. Or D. Eugen Schmidhuber.
Okay, so all deep learning researchers, a number of them with experience in Facebook Artificial Intelligence Research Lab and or Google, like Geoffrey Hinton and Bengio. The Eugen Schmidhuber, however, a European-based researcher, so that kind of stands out. I think perhaps the more independent research side also stands out to me compared to some of the published works of the other aforementioned authors. So I will take Eugen Schmidhuber as the odd one out, just kind of a hopefully educated guess.
Correct. While the first three are recipients of the Turing Award, Schmidhuber is not. This has led to a lot of controversy. Question 4. Who famously said that machine learning is 99% dot products? A. Elon Musk. B. Marvin Minsky. C. John McCarthy. Or D. Jeff Bezos.
That was Elon Musk, which is pretty funny that someone that is running one of the foremost vision companies is also such a, I don't know about downer, but reductionist when describing the techniques, but I'm very confident that it is Elon Musk.
That is correct. 4 in a row. A branch of computer vision deals with surpassing the limits of a digital camera using computational means. High dynamic range imaging, super resolution, etc. are problems in this domain. What is the name of this subfield? A. Computational photography. B. Supervision. C. Hypervision. Or D. Augmented reality.
Well, there's definitely some startup names in there. I'll start with that. And actually, before hearing that question, I didn't know what HDR stood for. And I know that that's associated with, of course, professional photography of bringing together 3 different views of the same subject. So I'm going to go with A, which I believe was the photogrammetry-based approach. The computational-based photography approach.
That is correct. Congrats, Joseph.
All right.
All 5 answers were correct. Vikas, you're up next. All right, let's take a moment to get to know our contestants. Vikas, you're a CEO of LightTwist. Tell us more.
LightTwist lets you create a customized virtual studio, much like the one we're in now here, this game show, and use it for capturing and streaming video. So even if you don't have a great physical space and you don't have a videographer, you can still create amazing looking video. I also want to give a quick shout out to my wife, Elaine, who's amazing, and I love you, honey.
And what charity you're playing for today?
So I'm playing today for Ukraine. specifically for refugees that are escaping the conflict and all of the horrible destruction that's happening right now. And I've got several people that are just friends and former colleagues that are all over Ukraine, especially in Kharkiv, that was hit especially hard, or is being hit especially hard. So it's a cause that's near and dear to me, and yeah, I'm just hoping for the best for everybody that in Ukraine.
All right, Vikas, first question. Which of these people are real? The left one, the right one, or neither?
So looking at the left one, his glasses are definitely messed up. Like there's a little peek through where you can see like there doesn't look physically possible that light would refract that way through his glasses, unless he's got something weird going on. So that one's fake for sure. On the right, her collar looks a little bit weird too. So I'm gonna go with both of them being fake.
That is correct. Both of these images are actually acquired from thispersondoesnotexist.com that uses StyleGAN2 to generate the images.
Awesome.
Question 2. An idea was proposed by James Clerk Maxwell, perfected by Perkut and Gorsky, and it delighted Tolstoy. Which idea are we talking about? A, the idea of using 3 filters, RGB, to produce a color picture. B, the idea of using electromagnetic interference to produce sharp images. C, a precise mathematical model for lenses. Or D, a never published science fiction novel by Tolstoy.
So I'm pretty sure Tolstoy never wrote a sci-fi novel. I feel like I would have heard about that. Maxwell definitely makes me think of optics, so the lens equation is pretty interesting. And what are things that would have delighted Tolstoy? I guess I'll go with the color lenses.
Correct. That's 2 in a row. And in fact, you can find some of these photos online still today, and they look really cool.
That's amazing.
All right, question 3. Pick the odd one out. A, GPT-3, B, BERT, C, TNLG, or D, Inception.
So GPT-3 is like a NLP language-based model. The middle 2 I don't really know. The last one is a technique in deep learning where you can feed things back. Basically, you have like in a deep network, you have the ability to have certain parts of the network feed back to previous portions, I believe. I guess I'll just go with Inception.
That is correct. The top 3 are natural language processing, NLP models. The 4th is a vision model.
That's actually interesting. I thought that you could use Inception maybe for other, just more generally, but maybe not. Also, I'm surprised there's not an Ernie model. There's BERT.
Question 4. An early neural network called the Perceptron by Frank Rosenblatt was hyped up by the media. The New York Times called it the embryo of an electronic computer that the Navy expects will be able to walk, talk, see, write, reproduce itself, and be conscious of its existence. The hype around the Perceptron came crashing down hard when Minsky and Papert showed that it cannot solve classification problems with non-linear decision boundaries. The most famous of these failures is known to the AI community as the A, AND problem, B, OR problem, or C, XOR problem.
I think the first 2 and OR can be solved using linear boundaries, and so I'm going to go with XOR.
That is correct. 4 in a row. Last question.
I'll get my eyes sharpened.
What is the name of this famous 3D model? A, Montana Teapot, B, Utah Teapot, C, Jewel Teapot, or D, Michigan Teapot?
All right, so I'm from Michigan, and I've never ever heard of a teapot like that, so it's definitely not that one. I'm pretty sure it's not Montana. I've never heard of anything related to computer vision or graphics related to that to Montana, at least recently. It's either Utah or Jewel, and I feel like I've heard here. For some reason, I feel like I've heard it in both contexts. So I'm just going to guess and go with. I'll go with Utah. Utah teapot.
Correct.
All
You
right.
also got all 5 correct. All right. Everybody nailed round 2. Let's go to Phil right now for a look at those scores.
Coming out of round 2, the order of the scores has not really changed, but all 3 contestants added some big points to their totals. Back to you.
Now it's time for Wrong Answers Only, where you and the audience decide which contestant gave the best response. Visit opencv.org/gameshow to vote for your favorite. This image was generated by a method called VQGAN plus clip. What is the name of this rare and majestic animal?
What do you think that image was, Kieran?
Storm bunny.
You think it's a storm bunny? I was gonna call it Hyper Bunny.
No, it's called the Storm Legend bunny.
Okay, are you sure? That's what you think it is? Okay, all right, we'll go with that. It's, I guess, final answer, gonna go with Storm Bunny for this,
No, it goes Storm Legend bunny.
Storm Legend Bunny? Okay, all right, we'll go with Storm Legend Bunny. Sounds good.
So what kind of animal is that? Well, first, it's not an animal, it's a GANimal, and GAN stands for Generative Adversarial Network. And so, few people know this about me, but I'm actually an expert in small mammals. We hang out all the time. But that animal specifically, you can just tell by the coat and the orientation of the eyes and its just general habitat there that is a nightmare rabbit. There's no second guessing what that animal is. It's a nightmare rabbit.
It's a misty Tuesday. You're out on your nightly scavenger hunt to ensure you have sufficient subsistence for the rest of the week. Above, in the clouds, could it be the rare, the majestic, the Kafka-esque? It is. It's the Ganosaurus Rex. You can't take it down for its sheer beauty. It's 2043. You take off your metaverse licensed headset. You return to bed. The name of the creature is a Ganosaurus Rex.
So who gave the best wrong answer? Cast your vote at opencv.org/gameshow. Next week, we'll announce the winner, and their charity will receive $500 more thanks to the generosity of our sponsors at Intel.
Round 2 is in the books. Let's move on to round 3. Round 3 is the lightning round, where contestants will be asked a series of rapid-fire questions, one at a time, and must answer quickly. Each correct answer in round 3 is worth 128 points, but players have the opportunity to wager some of their points on the 3rd and 6th questions, which we call risk and reward. Let's go! According to software engineer and owner of the DNA Lounge nightclub, Jamie Zawinski, if you use this method to solve a problem, you now got 2 problems.
Oh God, there's so many rules of software engineering that are like this. I'm gonna say some sort of reinforcement learning.
Answer, regular expressions, aka regex.
Expressions. Not that far off.
All right, question 2. Which famous neural network architecture cites this meme in their research paper?
That would be Inception.
That's correct, let's move on. Question 3. Now this is risk and reward.
Let's do 256.
What 1989 underwater action movie was the first to include photorealistic CGI integrated seamlessly into live action scenes?
I don't know.
The answer was The Abyss. Question 4. One of the earliest examples of this visual effects technique is seen in the 1966 Japanese anime series Speed Racer. As Speed leaps from the Mach 5, he freezes in mid-jump, and then the camera does an arc shot from front to sideways.
It's like Matrix bullet time. They go woo, woo, back and forth.
Answer, bullet time. All right, question 5. In the early 1970s, many of the basic techniques of 3D computer graphics were developed in this university located in Salt Lake City.
I mean, Salt Lake City. It must be the University of Utah.
Answer, the University of Utah. Question 6. Risk and reward.
Let's do it all again. Yeah, I got to throw it all in.
Question 6, risk and reward. This physicist and mathematician began working for NASA in the 1950s, where they were essential to the Mercury and Apollo 11 missions, and were later awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Barack Obama in 2015.
I don't know.
All right, next up, Joseph, come on up. Question 1. LeNet was one of the first successful convolutional neural networks deployed commercially. Years later, researchers at Google named an influential architecture after LeNet as homage to Dr. Yann LeCun. What is the name of this architecture?
Named after Yann LeCun. Net. I don't know. Convolutional net.
Answer, GoogleNet. All right, question 2. In 2019, the self-driving car executive was indicted on 33 federal charges of alleged theft of self-driving car trade secrets in the case of Waymo versus Uber.
Ladowski? Ladowski?
That is Anthony Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
Question 3, risk and reward.
Now let's just do it.
What 1973 science fiction western, written and directed by Michael Crichton and starring Yul Brynner, was the first feature film to use digital image processing? A little hint, a TV show based on the film debuted in 2016 on HBO.
We're looking for the movie name, not the show Westworld?
That is Westworld.
Oh, okay.
All right, question 4. This computer scientist worked on the Iliac 4 supercomputer and was later the first African American to be named to the Association of Computing Machinery.
Do you not know who it is?
Answer is Clarence Skip Ellis. Question 5. What actor was originally cast as the Predator but was fired, depending on whose story you believe, either because he wasn't the same height as his co-stars, passed out in the suit too many times, or because he refused to stop doing moves like a kickboxer?
I don't know. I don't know.
The answer is Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Okay.
Risk and reward. Do you want to risk it?
Get it wrong, it's to stay ahead. Might as well do it all.
All right. This early device for displaying moving images was created by Edward Muybridge in 1879 and is considered an important predecessor of the movie projector.
Device for moving images. Predecessor of the projector.
Fliptogram?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. Answer, Zooproxoscope. All right, Vikas, you are still in the lead.
All right.
A company is looking for an AI researcher with 10 years of experience in OpenVINO, TensorFlow, and PyTorch. This is impossible. Why?
I would say probably because none of those things existed 10 years ago.
Yes, none of these libraries are over 10 years old. Question 2. Which is the first production car to be approved for Level 3 autonomous driving based on internationally valid UN Regulation 157?
UN regulation. Probably means it's not American. I don't really know cars that well anymore. I'll pass.
Question 3. Risk and reward. Do you want to risk it?
Let's risk it.
The 1985 science fiction film Daryl follows the story of yet another 10-year-old android. What did the acronym Daryl stand for?
Daryl. what do they do? Like, there's like a Knight Rider situation. Okay, I'm gonna guess driving artificial robot. Jan LeCun. Lynette. I don't know.
Answer: data analyzing robot youth life form.
Oh, yeah. It was on the tip of my tongue. I was close. I feel like I was close.
Question 4. Along with Jack Gilmore, this computing pioneer was one of the first 2 operators of MIT's Whirlwind, one of the earliest high-speed digital computers.
Don't know. Guess Marvin Minsky.
Answer: Joe Thompson. Question 5. What is the name of the American animator, composer, and inventor who is best known for the animated title sequence from Alfred Hitchcock's 1958 film Vertigo and is widely considered to be one of the fathers of computer animation?
No idea, but I'll just go with Ed Catmull from Pixar.
Answer: John Whitney Sr.
Good to know.
All right, question 6, risk and reward. It's a bit of a moot point here.
I'd like to risk 0.
The earliest successful AI program was a checkers playing application written in 1951 by Christopher Strachey at the University of Oxford. The program ran on what model of computer?
I'm going to go with only computer I know from that era close at all is like ENIAC. An ENIAC 2.
Answer: Ferranti Mark 1. Hey Phil, what are those final scores?
Yes, here's a look at those final scores. You can see what each contestant's charity will be taking home as a result of their effort here. Congratulations to Vikas Reddy, our first ever OpenCV AI Game Show champion.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, everyone, on our first ever episode. We did it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of forgot it halfway through. That's okay.